Alright, what's going on, cultural people? Welcome back to another episode of Atlanta to the World. I'm your host, Keem the Wiseman, and welcome you all again. We got my panel from right to left. Got my boy Gio right here, Chris, my boy Blake, and my boy Rod.
What's good?
So, one thing that we do on this show before we even start with anything is my weekly checkup. So, a week from now, from today, how y'all boys feeling? Like physically, emotionally, spiritually, on a scale of 1 to 10, like across the board, what would y'all say y'all week's been like? I'm gonna start with you, Rod.
Of course, it's finals week, so like that normal, like if I bad grade, next thing I'm barely passing, or I got a C. A good grade, I might be B8 range. So it's like just normal stuff that everything come to an end, like kind of showed up on me. So it's like, I'm gonna get like a 5, like just stuff happening for real.
Okay. All right. What about you, Blake?
Yeah, I'll definitely piggyback off what Rod said. Like, do the finals. I mean, you're gonna be stressed out anyway. Just making sure you finish strong. But like, I would say for that mentally, I like a 6, 7. But like physically, it felt good today being able to get outside and actually work out. I hooped for a little while, so like I haven't done that in a while. Just being so busy with school and other stuff, like it really felt good. So I say like physically I feel bad, but like today I feel a lot better. So I say like a 8.
All right, hey, that's what's up. What about you, Chris?
I'm gonna say overall probably like a 6, just going everything mentally, physically. But definitely hit with a lot of the same stuff. A lot of the stresses from school or running back and forth from home to here. So. Just around 6, 7. Yeah,
6. All right. I'm gonna take a little break real quick to say a special shout out. My boy just celebrated another lap around the year, around the sun. Big 22. Nah, Gio, what about you? How you feeling?
I'll probably say like a 7. I've been straight for real. Just school and work, and trying to get these last final projects in. Yeah, I'll say about 7.
7. All right. Well, I can say for me, my week, I give it about a 7, but right now I'll say it's really a 10 for the fact that y'all boys are here with me and coming back to opening up. I've been gone for about 7 months with this podcast. Haven't made an episode. Was doing other stuff with my sports podcast at _the Huddle on all social medias, and you can follow us on me and my boy on YouTube. We got that. It'll be in the description below. But like I said, I'm just grateful to be here, grateful that y'all are here with me and that we can get this conversation. But going into the subject, like I said, as the viewers, y'all can see by the title, and from what I told y'all, this episode is basically on temptations. Like, as men, like we all have them, they all come and go. And not even just as men, as people. Temptation is for everybody. Like, they all for everyone. And it's not easy to combat against it, but before we get too in-depth into it, I want to say, I gave a little introduction of y'all, but I want y'all to take the time to really say, what type of dudes are y'all? Like, the characteristics that you guys have in your opinion. Like, being completely honest, who are y'all? Like,
as far as into the topic of temptation?
No, not even to the temptation. Well, not even just really focused on that, but, in terms of you, what is your raw opinion of yourself? What is your opinion of yourself? Who are you? And I'll start with me. I'll say for me, real chill, cool, laid back person. I don't really be too much into things. I'll say I'm a little funny here and there, or I can be funny. Not want to say I'm gonna crack a joke, but I'm gonna make someone laugh when I come in the room, or put a smile on someone's face. Just a quick little one. What about you?
As of late, I feel like I've always been a social person, but as of late, I just been. I'm in the crib for real, and it's different for me because I like being outside, I like going out to things, having fun. But lately it's just been I've been having my own fun, I guess, just being in the crib for real. I could say, I guess maybe I'm kind of starting to move into a social introvert kind of, but I say real chill, laid back. You know what I'm saying? I do still like people and stuff, to talk. You know what I'm saying? Hang out, do things, but I just feel I'm starting to move into an era where I'm kind of calming down, really in the crib for real.
Ain't nothing wrong with that for real.
Yeah. Blake? I'll say for me, I say like I'm kind of putting myself out there more. First couple years of being at school, like I was really inside. Well, I kind of stayed within my friend group.
Yeah.
And I didn't really branch out into meeting other people until I would say this past year, and it's opened up so many doors for me. So definitely, I would say I'm the type of individual that wants more for myself, cause I'm not gonna get these years back. Like I'm about to graduate in the spring, so it's like make the most of what I have as of right now, and I'm enjoying it. But I'm definitely always looking for more, and I would say that's the type of person I am, especially like once I have a solid group of individuals around me, which I can call my family. I want more for them as well. So I'm the type of person that wants to push, not even myself, but the individuals around me as well. So like, I definitely, you know.
Hey, real uplifting. I like that.
For sure.
Real good quality. What about you, Rod?
Well, for sure, I'm definitely the introverted type. Like I said, I like people, but I'm just awkward as hell. So it's like, I mean, you try to come on with like, oh no, you're overbearing, or it's like, and then you lock up, you're like, oh dang, Rod don't talk. But nah, it's because I'm in my head a lot. So mainly it's like, I'm overthinking a lot of like simple stuff, like just interaction with people, like don't say anything too stupid, or don't do this and that. And but also being in my head, I'm always thinking about like the future for real.
Yeah.
So I feel like that plays back sometimes, because I don't, like opposite of what Blake said, I feel like sometimes I don't enjoy like these moments. You feel me? Because I'm always thinking about 5, 10 going forward. You feel me? But then as I've gotten to college, like expanding, I feel like I'm growing out of that awkward, introverted, and also like focusing on the moment. You feel me?
No, like I definitely feel that. I can definitely say I know exactly how you feel. What about you, Chris?
For me, I feel like I'm a little bit a lot of things. I feel like I think I could be a social person, but I also like my own space from time to time. You know, as far as like going out and everything, I'm getting more into that or whatever. But like, I feel like I'm more of like a inside person, a little small, intimate setting type of person. But nah, as far as I definitely feel what Rob was saying too. For myself, being like getting more into living in the moment, living for now type thing, but also thinking about your future and how you want to shape it and stuff like that. So that's definitely me as well.
All right. So the big question I have for all of y'all is, off of y'all answers, in the next 10 to 14 years, like what are some of the things that you envision for yourself? Like, what are some of the things you hope to accomplish or hope to see in your future? Like, let me see. I'm not. I'm pretty sure I'm the youngest one here. That's going into 30 to 35. Like, for all of us here.
You say
30.
21 at 35 years old?
Yeah, like, that's going to 35, 36.
Okay.
That range. Like, what are some of the things you guys hope to, like, see? Like, and I'll go first. For me, in the next 10 to 14 years, I hope to see A2W, which is my brand that I'm trying to start up, become something more than what this is right now, just my podcast. Like, I want to see this grow into, going into those, every video, few million views, or just meaning I'm going to go see different events, have more people, and just grow. Not only with just my business side, like I hope to see a couple degrees under my belt, like with me in this major change of psychology, mass communication. I hope to see that I can plaster up on the wall. Not only that, but just going into relations, like in my 30s, 40s, as y'all just know about me, like I'm lifestyle that I live now. I'm not trying to, I ain't like that. I ain't trying to bring that into my older ages. Like my uncle right now, who is in his his mid 40s, he's finna get married next year, and it's like that's something I never thought I'd see. And it's like, even for me, I wonder, like, dang, am I that type? Like, can I be the type person to say, all right, let me get on one knee and give this person this ring? Like, that's something, I'm not rushing it, but it's like, it's something I would like to see for myself. Like, that's something I would like to see in my future. But, and then lineage, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm a junior. I want a third, probably, a little trilogy. Like, I don't know. But I'm gonna start with my fellow junior. I know he's a junior too. What about you?
Sure.
What's up, Chris?
As far as the next couple of years, we talking like goals wise, or we talking just where you want to be in life type?
Just where you want to be in life.
10-year goal. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna do a lot of exploring, kind of like moving around, traveling over the next 10 years. I definitely want to go back to Atlanta for a little while, but I also want to branch out and get into like other areas. Like kind of, I know my uncle has like this thing. He's never home. Of course, he has a home, but he's never home. He's always around, always traveling, always somewhere else. And that's kind of what I want to get into too. But I don't really want to tack on too many. I don't want to say like responsibilities, but like, cause of course you got like kids and stuff like that you get into, and that's something you have to be there for. But yeah, just kind of living, exploring myself, exploring the world, I guess. But still like building for the future, definitely. Still standing on the foundation.
What about you, Blake?
So like, for me, I'll say within the first 10 years will I be 31. Definitely, starting a family if I haven't started one by then. I'm a family individual. I'm a mama's boy. So that's something I definitely want to have, and definitely financial stability. I feel like that's very important. I don't really look at an age where I feel like I should have X amount of money. Like, I push myself, like, I need to be a millionaire next year. I'm not saying that's where I will be, but it's good to have that mindset, because that shit gonna motivate me, push me. If I don't have a million, cool, but if I have 100,000, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's steps towards where I want to be. So I definitely want to push myself to be able to provide for my family and have a wife by then. But I would say, like, after that, going from like my 30s to 40s, I plan on one thing that I always had a goal of doing when I was younger was building arts facilities. So like in the community, especially like African American communities or just low poverty communities, just so the African community or just anybody can really just come and express their luxuries, whether that's art, whether that's dancing, singing, music, any of that. I want to build a free facility where kids can just come and stay off the streets and be able to, get away in the moment and do something that could possibly change their whole life. Like, you don't understand how much a basketball or an instrument or can change some dancing can change an individual's life, bro. So like that's something I want to do, and that's really like my biggest goal is to make those facilities, even in sports facilities as well, like just stuff so people can get off the streets and really do something positive and make it so they don't have to pay for it. So that's one thing I always had in mind.
No, I like that for real. That's kind of somewhat a little bit similar to like what T.I. did with the whole Trap Music Museum. Like that's something that actually was supposed to be a weekend event throughout the Super Bowl that turned into a reoccurring process of things. So like, no, I really do fuck with that. I really do. Gio, I'm gonna jump to you. Like, what about you?
10 years, be 30, 31. Definitely want to be established in like fashion for real. So I definitely want to by then have my own brand, flourishing, or if I'm not flourishing, still like making some noise in the fashion community. Kind of like what Blake said, definitely by then have a family or building a family. A wife is something I always like wanted. Kind of with this generation, you hear a lot of people, I don't know if I'm gonna get married or I'm never gonna get married. But for me, that's something I want. Like, I want to have a wife. I want to have kids. You know what I'm saying? So by then, hopefully, that'll be into play and just continuing to build on my brand. Fashion is something I always wanted to do. So I always wanted to be like one of them big brands, everybody wearing. Specifically like streetwear, hoodies, t-shirts, stuff like that. So that's where I see myself really just keep going in the fashion industry, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful family, and just keep pushing.
For sure that. No, most definitely. I can't say, that boy is fashionable. So, most definitely.
For real.
Right?
Let's see, 31, 32. Well, definitely talk about as far as my career wise, I'm trying to by that time have either a firm, an engineering firm established, or I'm gonna have a product on the market. Because this whole engineering thing, I was thinking I'm trying to create like one of them household products, you know, like the iPhone. Like everyone knows his story, whatnot, but people don't know one for I say in that field, but by a black man. You feel me?
Yeah.
So not only is that giving them like, oh hey, something people use every day or training about is made by a black man, so that's gonna be like enter me in a household name, also put me somewhere like in like influence. You feel me? Because before it's all said and done, like I'm trying to like have it like, well, I knew Rod back when this and that, you know, he did this for them, he did this for that. So, you know, once I get their product online at that firm, I'm gonna put money into other places, you know, affect other stuff, feel me? Definitely I'm working more like intrinsic qualities, cause like I said, I'm working on the social, the charisma, the teamwork, the leadership, working all them qualities, because I also want to be able to impact the crowd the same way I've met people that impacted me and believe that somebody else. And then as far as the relationship thing, of course, like 31, 32, like the ideal age, people seem like settling down, but I don't have necessarily a time. It may happen after, it happened before, so I ain't gonna put too much pressure on necessarily the time frame of that, but definitely like long term, like I'm definitely settled down, you know, kids passing on to somebody else.
Well, let me go ahead and jump further into the topic of the day. What would you guys say is like the 3 biggest temptations known to men? And when I mean man, I'm not talking about just as of the gender, but like of the actual human kind. What do y'all feel like is the 3 biggest
Money,
temptation?
women, fame.
You said what?
Money, women, fame.
Money, women, fame?
I don't know about order, but definitely those 3.
What about you?
I would say like definitely money, definitely women, and like I would say, man, I lost the word, but like items like materialistic stuff, like cars, clothes, jewelry, especially in the black community. Like we focus too much on how you look, which is not an issue, but like everybody wants to purchase, you know, Balenciaga, Gucci. Like you shouldn't be purchasing this stuff when you're not financially able to really afford it. Yes, you can purchase it, but are your pockets really
feeling that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. So,
what about you, Gio?
Definitely money at the top. I'm gonna say clout, and I feel like that goes into what you were just talking about, because that's like a real generalized word. Clout, period. Whether it's like fame, like you said, just having the nicest stuff, the internet, just status, really. Third one, definitely women. As far as males, women for sure.
Chris?
10. I like Gio's actually clout. I like that one. Definitely, I wasn't thinking about that one, but lust for sure. Just because that's a whole different ballpark. You know what I'm saying? But that, and definitely money's up there as well. Being something that not everybody has an abundance of. So yeah.
No, I definitely would say, like, out of everyone's answers, money and women are 2 that I honestly feel like are the top. Now, my order, I would put women first and then money, like, wholeheartedly. But my last one is kind of different. I'll say it's power. Like, I feel like that's something that that has been fought over since the beginning of time, and even now. Like, I feel like
it's true.
Like, if anyone can think about it, it's just like, all right, everybody wants the power. Like, I always say the times, like, to anybody, when it comes to money, I mean, it's up there, but like, the people who make the money, I don't even think they really care about the money, because it's just like, you make it. So it's like, it's the power.
I want to say that money and power, for me, how I think about it, kind of together.
That is
because the people that got the power got the money. In most cases.
It's what Scarface said. First you get the money. First you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women. But it's just like those are my top 3, like, wholeheartedly. So, do you guys think you'll have a strong enough self-control of yourselves to be able to ignore and resist them temptations? Like, and not only that, but can you recall a time where you was a victim of actually failing to resist it? And I'll go for myself first and foremost. I'll say I'm building my self-control, building my I'm not even gonna sit here and say I have one. Like when it comes to the money, I can sit here and say, oh no, I got a strong hold over it, but it's just like I haven't seen $1 million in person, so it's just like I wouldn't know how I would until it actually gets there.
Right.
Like the power, I mean, to the sense, like I have power over myself in my situations, but like in terms of like the mass power that people can say that they have, I never experienced that. So it's just like I wouldn't know what that feels like. But in terms of like, and that's why I say women first and foremost, the major one is just like I'm building it. It's getting stronger. My resistance of it is getting better. It's getting better most definitely from what it used to be. But it's just like I can say a time where I was a victim of it. It's just like high school. High school most definitely was a time where I can say my junior year I stopped playing football and basketball, which was two things that I really enjoyed and really loved. But it was just like out of that chase. Like, that's what it was. Like I started working, and then that money came in. It was just like I started standing out, and I felt like, you know what, let me chase this. And then next thing you know, it kind of messed me up in the long run.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go for you, Rod. Like, what you think you gotta?
You said example. Repeat what's the question again?
Like, do you know? Like, do you have what is your level of self-control over your temptations?
Okay, so I know I'm way better than I once was, because if we talking about like a teenager in high school, like when I got my first job, and I tell you I was buying everything that had a commercial, bro. Like every beat, every shoe, like, I was just buying this because like I'm living in my mama's house. So I ain't gotta say this, I can just swipe it. You feel me? Buying DoorDash food just whenever I want type feel. But it's like like I said, once you've done it, like I said, I ain't never been rich, but it's like at this level, because I bought stuff and it's like it necessarily just didn't trigger like the feeling I thought I was gonna have. You feel me? So I was like kind of over it. You feel me? Like crystallized intelligence. So when you get money now, it's like, okay, I know what I could do it, but that's not gonna bring me what I'm looking for right now. So definitely, I know I can definitely get better, but scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say like 6, 7-ish. Like I'm all right.
What about you, Blake?
I say my biggest issue is money. Like coming from high school, I was a supervisor at my job at 16, a manager at 18. So like during that whole time, I was making a decent amount of money for a high schooler. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, and to piggyback off that, I did work-based learning for school. And for the ones that don't know what work-based learning is, basically you going to work is your class. So I'm having 4 periods of work-based learning. I'm getting to school. School starts at 7:10. I leave school at 10:20 a.m. every single day. So I'm barely at school. I'm going to work. So I'm working 50 plus hours a week at work. Well, 50 hours a week at work. So y'all see how much money that is. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like, I was able to really purchase anything I wanted. I was the type of person, after I started working, I was the type of person I was buying all the new J's when they came out, getting all the clothes I wanted to. Like, I used to just go shopping. Me and my friends would like buy stuff for each other. Like, we was just having fun. Like, and then when I came to college,
reality check.
That hurt. Like, yeah, like reality check. Like, I wasn't making any money. I wasn't working. My parents were telling me not to work. Yes, I had money saved up, but when you first come to school, like, you just having fun, partying. Yeah. You spending all your money, like,
the shit is dwindling.
That's what I'm saying. And then it just got to the point where it was like, dang, I don't got any more money, and that just changed. Money can change your whole mood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like you can literally just look at your bank account and your whole day just ruined. Like, you don't want to do nothing. Like, you just be in your head, you be frustrated, especially the first of the month is coming up. You got rent, and you just like, bro, like, what am I finna do? So I feel like that's my biggest issue as of right now. Yes, I do have a supportive family, thankfully, but it's just, I don't like asking for help. Yeah. You know, like, I do work on campus, but I get paid $8.50 an hour. Like, and you can't work more than 20 hours a week. So it's like, you're not really making money for us. So that's my biggest issue as of right now. Like, I really don't care for materialistic stuff right now. Being in college, like, yes, I like nice clothes. Yes, I like to dress. But that's not my priority. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I care more about what's in my bank account, which is not a good mentality, but it's just like coming from where I came from. I'm not saying I had a lot of money, but it was just during that time frame, being a high schooler with X amount of money, being able to spend it like this and not even checking your bank account to now, like you gotta, can I go out to eat today? Like, shoot, can I eat today? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what like hits home for me the most. So I feel like that's the biggest issue that's been bothering me. But I understand, like, I'm here for a reason. I'm here to get my degree, and then after that is when I really build and really fight for where I want to be. Yeah. So I'm not stressing no more. But like that was my biggest issue. I mean, I still stress over it. I mean, you always gonna stress over money, but that's my biggest issue as of right now.
All right. What about you, Gio? A little quick one.
I could definitely piggyback off Blake. Literally the exact same situation. I started working in 10th grade, so then we don't got no responsibilities for real.
Yeah.
So I'm getting paid. I'm doing, like I said, buying every new Fortnite skin that came out. I spent so much money on that game, boy, and don't even touch it no more. Like, so that's just like, really money, because that's one of my biggest regrets. Like, I spent so much money on that game, and I don't even touch it no more. Like, if I get a refund, but I'd be sick. But I'll definitely say just that transition, just from no responsibilities to responsibilities, that changes everything. And same thing, women, high school, just being young, you're not thinking, you just having fun for real. So, going crazy, having hoes or whatever, that's something that was looked like upon, if you got hoes, you lit, you know what I'm saying? Same thing, clout. And then once I got to college, I could say freshman year, it was that little phase, but I feel like I eventually phased out of that now, and I'm in an established relationship, so.
How about you, Chris?
I definitely like what Blake was saying. I feel like that's something that, like, as a college student, we all gonna feel at a certain point. Definitely that sacrifice of time for money, for money for time. But putting it into school rather than putting it into work, or just finding that balance if you are doing both to stand on it. So as far as like the self-control aspect, I think I'm getting way better as far as that, or gotten way better as far as that over the course of college. I think me and being in my last year is a completely new look to me when I first came here. So definitely that growth happened. So I'm pretty good on the self-control,
All right, so on a last quick little note, if you had to go 1 through 10, like, I just want everybody to throw out a number, 1 through 10 of your level of self-control. I'm gonna say mine's first, and I'm gonna let y'all go. I'll go off and say 6. Now, real quick, Blake.
7.
Gio.
6.
Rod.
6.
Yeah, I like 7.
Alright, bet. Cool, so we can all agree like 6, 7. Alright, so going a little more into it, as we all said that, well, everyone's answers kind of was different, but there was 2 that was very similar, money and women. So I'm gonna focus on to that aspect, and like how I said, it was probably the number 1. Like I've seen, for me, of just going around talking to people or meeting new people every other time, especially when I was working at the airport. Like I would literally see like men fall to the whole aspect of women. Like there was a dude I worked with, honestly and truthfully, it shocked me to this day. It was a girl that was working at the job. He bought her a $4,000 car, cash. He came to work with it. His brother drove. Yeah, like he bought her a car that was 4 bands in cash. He was flexing on it and off the rip, and I was just like, for what? Like, this girl doesn't even know your last name. and you just fought it like that. But it was like, it's not even that. Like, out of every job that I work at or any place that I've gone, like, I've seen dudes 40, 50, 60 just blowing it, not even caring for it, but off of the whole centered thing being women. So it's just like, that's why I feel like women is the number one, I'll say, biggest temptation of men. Like, and I always will feel like that. But going into it, do you think, like, as men, like, I'll say for y'all, like, there's a way for y'all to really see the difference between realness and lust? Like, is it, like, do y'all think, like, y'all can able to spot that? I'm not gonna lie, women are very crafty. Very. But, like, do you feel like y'all able to have a good hold of it to see the difference?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Most definitely, yeah.
Definitely, you can definitely see the difference, man. And that's just you actually, like, experiencing, like, women, actually. I don't think it's nothing, like, malicious or, like, evil. Like, I don't know if you set it up as, like, oh, it's like...
I'm going to say a little bit of evil.
You said a little bit of evil.
I'm going to throw in a little bit of evil. Because I done seen some people be... That's why we got gold diggers.
You know what I'm saying? No, yeah, definitely. Like, of course you're going to have those people, but I don't think it's of the point where it's like, well, for most women, I'm not going to say all of them, you know what I'm saying? But, like, malicious intent type.
All right, so I'm going to say this, and it might sound crazy, but, like, in terms of, again, men, like, I know some, and I'm not even gonna say I'm a victim of it too. Like, I can make some pretty dumb ass decisions when I got pent up aggression. Like, I can fully say, like, that's something that I've seen men do. I've experienced it, and it's like afterwards I'll be telling myself, like, why did I even do this? Why, like, what was the point? So it's just like, what is y'all take on that? Like, do you feel like that's something that you've seen in your life? Like, have you ever seen something like that or ever experienced something like that? Like, instead of, like, making those decisions or going into that whole, what's the word I'm looking for? Making a decision based off of thinking with your other brain in that case.
For me, I say, like, I'm the type of person that always likes, no matter what the situation is, I sit back and analyze before I actually jump into something. So I do the same when it comes to women. So it's like, it takes me a lot to actually get into a relationship, because a relationship is a commitment. And if I see a red flag, I either need to analyze that red flag or just back up. You know, like, is this something I want? Is this somebody I can see myself with? I'm not gonna date somebody just for a temporary amount of time. Like, if I date you, that's because I see a future possibly with you. But I'd say the temptation definitely starts in high school, well, at least for me. Going back to what Gio said earlier, like, people were praised for having hoes, and they was looked up upon by other individuals. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang, like, I need to have hoes. But I was never that type of person to really want hoes. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely say that's what starts it. And I've ran into a lot of grown men that come up to me that are in their 30s.
Yeah.
Talking to me like, where the hoes at? Like,
that's crazy.
Bruh.
Where your daughter at, bro? Like, why you not at home, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets to the point, I don't know, I'm already over that, bro. I really don't really care. But, like, there are a lot of people still stuck in that, oh, I need hoes. That mentality, bro, that's not it, bro. Like, that's not it. Like, you should be focusing on how to improve your future, bro. Like,
Gotta better yourself.
That's what I'm saying. If you better yourself, bro, it's messed up, but the girls gonna come. They gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously not all girls, but there are a lot of girls that will just gravitate towards you just because you have something.
Right.
And that's life. And it goes vice versa. For males, it's the same way. Like, males will gravitate towards a female if she got X, Y, and Z. So, I mean, it's just real life.
So, like, in the terms of, I'll say, within oneself, like, what do you feel like, what are those skills, not even skills, like, what are those traits that someone needs in order to stay away from that? Because I'll say for me, and I put it out there, like I started early. I'm not even gonna lie. Like my fall into that temptation started, I'll say back in middle school, like that 7th, 8th grade. So it was just like going from, I'll say elementary school, the beginning 6th grade, like where I'm happy and everything, and then next thing you know, I made a decision, and next thing you know, that was always on my mind. And it was just like, I can say that I wasn't alone in that. Like I've seen other people, I've seen myself, and I was just like, yo, I'm like that, having those things. It was a bad state of mind. It was a huge bad state of mind because it was just like, I felt like all my decisions came off to, am I gonna get more hoes out of this? Like it was a time I remember school shopping for clothes, and I bought a hoodie looking at this like, man, a hoe's gonna fuck with this. I literally remember, and it was crazy because if anyone know me or going into it, I was known as the hoodie kid. Cause you know what, it was straight up, and my mom just like, and this, I kid you not, this is what.
Oh yeah.
Like this is where it came from, cause it was just like my thought process. It was just like, what's the one thing for sure a hoe's gonna want? They're gonna take a nigga hoodie. And that's where like legit where it kind of started from me. And I like when I started to realize it, like once COVID hit and we were out of school, I kid you not, I gave away, and I counted 62 hoodies.
Damn. What collector?
Bro, like my whole closet, my closet was nothing but like, but that was the thing though. I loved them. Like there was some good hoodies and I rocked them all, but like I ain't never wore the same hoodie within the same month at school. Throughout high school.
It's a different hoodie.
Like that's what I'm saying. So it's just like,
crazy.
Like for real. But it's just like at the time of it, I can't say like, and I'm gonna say it in way like that forbidden fruit, like that's, bruh. So it's just like when I start to learn more, I say for me, like the skill that I had to grow was discipline. Like that word stuck out to me. Like as time I started playing football, like it took a lot of time away from me, and it was good. Like I was working out. My coach made us make sure we was doing our work. I was back onto my schoolwork. I didn't have time for nothing. So it was just like I had to grow that discipline side of me, and I had to apply those to everything else. But like outside of discipline, do y'all feel like there's any other trait that you gotta have to be able to say like, you know what, I'm gonna stay grounded?
I say the ability to self-assess. Because, like, especially before, like I said, back then I was more reacting, you feel me? Like, as things happen, you just react instead of thinking before, right?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like caused them slips, you know, oh, he said this, so I'm gonna go after it, or, oh, I can make money here, so go after it. But if you try, like, say, like, take a moment and think, like, why is this triggering for me? Like, are you lonely? Are you lacking? Or do you need attention? Are you unhappy? Are you stressed? Like, those like that, those inner things can lead to those reasons. Those reasons why people fall into distraction. You feel me?
Yeah.
So if you can figure out what those are, and then like look back and apply healthily, beneficially, suppress those problems, I feel like it's way easier. Because you know, if you grounded, if you happy, if you just not in a bad place, and those distractions come, like, oh hey, I don't need this right now because I got better things to do, you feel me?
Nah, I definitely feel that too because like that's one thing COVID taught me. Like I ain't never talked to myself more than when COVID happened, and when I started actually talking to myself and like being one in my thoughts, I was really just like starting to ask myself those hard questions, those uncomfortable questions that I never used to ask myself. Like, why do you do this? Like, do you actually like doing this? And it was just like once you like when we could not leave the house and everything. Well, not me because I was working at Walgreens, so it was just like I had to go to work. It was essential. But it was just like I started to really ask myself questions like, do you actually like doing this? Like, do you really like doing this? Like I said, it was things that I equipped into myself that wasn't for the fact that I liked it. It was for the fact that like it wasn't me. It was because other people around me liked to do it. So it was just like, nah. So self-assess, I really like that for sure. Discipline. Anybody got anything else? Another one?
I don't know how like people do it, bro. Like I don't got the time.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't got the time. I love my mama, but I don't even text my mama back. You know what I'm saying? So like, how am I gonna entertain all these girls, bro? I don't know how people do it, bro.
That's another thing too. Like I said, I just feel like it comes with just maturity and growing as a man. Period. But it's just like them realizations come. Like, why am I? You know what I'm saying? That takes effort. Whether or not you think so, it takes effort and time where you could be doing something better, making money. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say one thing that kind of I can throw out there is access, because like
say that again?
Access.
Oh.
Like I can, like I said, like I go, y'all know, or if y'all don't know, like I love to go out and go talk to strangers. If that's the case, like I'll go up to some random person and just have a full blown conversation. But in those conversations, I learn about people. I learn certain things, and one of the things that I have learned is a lot of people who fall to that never had the access for real. Like I know, even for myself, like starting off, I would say, I guess you could say, the cool kid, popular kid. Like I was the ducked off for real. Like I wasn't looked at, and then so it was like once the head starts to turn. Once people started to like notice, it was a different feeling, and that shit really get addicted for real. And I would say that's kind of where a lot of stuff came from. Like I've met people or other dudes that have said like, man, like matter of fact, dude I was working with at the airport, I remember bro came up to me and he asked me, he was just like, bro, I see you with like how you do it, and I was just like, bro, you're like 37. What are you talking about?
So bad.
And he was just like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I've been with.
So bad.
He looked at me and his, like, dead in my face. We having a full blown conversation in the truck. He was just like, bro, like, I went my whole first 24 years not seeing one. And I was just like, I'm stuck. And then literally when he said he got his first one, it was just like, he started pouring himself into it. Like he stopped doing his hobbies, stopped doing his, because it was just that he just had like that constant one, and like I felt that because like
you saying he was 24 and
like he like his first 24 years of living, like he ain't never seen forbidden fruit, I'll say, in his life. Like he ain't never seen one.
See, so, to me that plays a part in it too. Yeah, because say you somebody that's, since you were like middle school, you just been having, options, or, females attracted to you. And then whether versus like person you saying ain't seen nothing, ain't touched nothing, they not looking in his direction. I feel like that does play a part in how you perceive stuff. Well, like I can see, like I said, him finally touching that, it's like a feeling like, yeah, like I want more of that, or so I feel like that plays a part in it too.
And I can definitely say like, yeah, cause like even for me, like when I say I started off, like when it first came about, I ain't paid too much attention to it. But like once I started to notice, I say, what's the word? Status. Once I started saying my status started to change, or not even like it was dramatic, but like little by little, like I started to realize certain things, and I was just like, I wonder. And that wondering led to me making those dumb decisions, led to me making the wrong decision. Now I say, one thing that I can say we talked about before, like when I got to college, in high school, I stood out. First of all, I'm 6 foot, only like 12 of us with dark skins. Had tattoos. So it was like, I felt different. Like I really had my different mindset. When I got here, I kid you not, the very first thing I did when I got on this campus, I tried to put on the best fit, had a tank top and walked around this campus just throwing off the tattoo. Like, real. But then, you know what got me? I went to DC. Like that, bro. I kid you not, I said that looking in the mirror, I was like, hoes gonna love this shit. But look, this was, mind you, first coming out of high school. Matter of fact, not even really coming out of high school. We didn't graduate. COVID hit. I went to DC. I seen like 20 other dudes that looked exactly like me.
Nah, facts though.
And I was just like, you know what?
Everybody wear tank tops.
Bruh, it hit me so hard, and I was just like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, who was it? what's his name? Who was it that got they? Remember the picture when bro was in the cotton field and the whole little who was
I'll get my
bruh,
out with, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the major because I bumped into him and we had on the same fit, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not me. I'm not setting myself apart, and I felt lost in that. Like that's when I could say like I felt lost in myself and was just like, I need to reevaluate. Like I need to understand myself. Like I looked at it. And
I don't know. I
wouldn't
feel
say
like
that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm like, because if that's how you dress, you know what I'm saying?
No, it wasn't even the dress. It was the fact that like
you did it for a reason.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Like it was like not to say like, oh, let me just throw my normal stuff, but like it was like, I picked this out
to show off,
like to show off, like to make that statement. But it was just like it hit me. It was like, what statement are you really making?
And that's the thing too, bro. Like. You shouldn't have to be able to try to impress a female. Like she should just like you for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Once you find somebody that likes you for you, then that's when a relationship actually is able to flourish. So it's like if you're not being your true self, then once she gets to really know you,
right? That's totally like she doesn't like you. She likes the persona that you putting on.
Facts.
She's for real representative the whole time.
Now going into that, I got something that I wasn't even gonna talk about, but I want to throw out there. Does everyone know about post-nut syndrome?
Yes.
Post-nut clarity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Post-nut. Now.
That's very real.
It's really real.
Very real.
So my whole thing is, do y'all feel like that's the ultimate slap in the face when it comes to those like of the temptation?
I feel like that's when you really know if you should have did something or not. Honestly.
Facts.
I'll say it's up there for sure. Like, because all it is like a realization. Like, your mind coming clear.
All the hormones and wash
that's what I'm saying.
So it's just like, what would y'all say are those, like, for someone who's dealing with that, like, in the mix of it before they got the hormones out or whatnot, like, what are some of those warning signs or signals that y'all can think about in past situations where it was just like, damn, if I would have noticed that beforehand, or like, dang, if I would have seen
like a red flag.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's like you kind of have to have that, sort of, in a way. Like I feel like
you gotta go
that's
through
just
it.
a part. Yeah. Like I feel like a lot of what we saying is like it's nothing you can prevent because it's something you gonna always like. You're not gonna hear me saying, "Oh yeah, don't do that." You know what I'm saying? But if you do it and you figure out why, like, okay, this is maybe not authentic to me, type thing. So it's like, or what I want really. So I feel like it's something. All of that is something that you have to go through and figure out.
So you feel like it's
anybody
like
can tell
you gotta experience it, like certain things, like going into development.
Yeah, experience is everything.
Experience is everything.
That's literally where you learn your lessons from. Like,
got somebody telling you it's not gonna do it justice.
No, it won't.
Because you don't know what that's like, so you're gonna like, oh, let me like see what they saying. That's really valid.
But I definitely hear what you're saying when you say that it could definitely like take away from the situation.
All right, so I want everyone to pick a grade in high school, like a grade in high school where you feel like things start to switch for you.
Come on, like K through 12 grade? Like,
like
ABC. Like, what are we talking about?
K through 12. K through 12.
Over the grade level, where like things are changing.
Well, things for the change for you. I would say, matter of fact, go from middle school, high school, or even if you want to go freshman year of college. Like for me, I'm gonna pick my junior year. I'm gonna pick that junior year when I started working and was able to accumulate funds and really be able to do other things. Like I'm gonna pick that, but I want y'all to pick just any grade level.
Yeah, what happened in grade
You know
level?
what I'm saying? Say it one more time.
All right, so pick a grade level for y'all where y'all feel like things start to change up for y'all.
Like turning on almost.
Like turn like in
With
terms of
with lust or like
temptation, not just women or love. Like in like the three major temptations that y'all named in yourselves. Like what was the time where that started to really present itself?
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
Like where it hit the hardest.
I would say for me, high school, like that first year or two, high school, not even the first year. I would say like that second year. From
that
sophomore year, yeah, because it was like that's when. I mean, I know generations now like they start earlier, but that's when I feel like my generation really started. Well, I mean, it's still the same generation, but the people around my age like really started doing stuff like that, and that's when people started getting praised for that. Like I said earlier, so I would say like sophomore year.
All right, so we got sophomore, junior.
I would say, yeah, definitely high school sometime. I would say, yeah, early high school, or even middle school though, like where I went.
So like 8th, 9th grade.
Yeah.
All right, what about you?
Say the same 8th, 9th grade.
For me, it's like 10th to 11th because around like 16, 17 where everyone starts, you can legally work, you can legally drive. That's when all the temptation and stuff become like accessible to you as just you.
Yeah,
you start middle school, you still ask for rides and whatnot. You ask people for money. Now you can get stuff on your own. So it's like everything that you could distract you can access it now. It's not like to go through nobody.
I feel like middle school is when you got introduced.
Yeah.
So like, but like high school is where the experience actually starts, and when people that start, telling you like, hey, like I done did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
They feel X, Y, and Z, and then you just like, they just want more and more and more, and then they like, bro, you gotta do X, Y, and Z. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's when the influence starts like coming. Like, okay, like maybe I should start. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so I say that to say like, if it was possible for you to go back to, let's say that time, of you right now, and let's say you appear as a ghost to yourself, and you got 10 minutes to give yourself the best advice to go on, like what would that advice be? Because I know for a fact, if I go back to my junior year, like I would tell myself straight up, go play your sports. Take away a lot of that time that you have for yourself away. Like you're gonna have too much time in your hands. You're gonna have the money to do a lot of stuff that you're going to regret at some points, or you're not even gonna remember. Like, cause like I said, that was the start for me. Like once I started working on stuff, I remember them days. And Mom, if you see this, you know about it. We talked about it. I still love you. Like I remember them days buying them Ubers to so and so house, or going over and saying like, well, what? And it was just, man, $15. I just made that in an hour. All right, man, I'm finna go. Like, so it was like I tell myself, nah, you got too much time in your hands. You think them 8-hour shifts that you working is a lot of time, but nah, you got way more time than that. You need to go back to your sports. Go back to that discipline. Don't look at so and so. Don't do that to so and so. Like that. That would be my advice. But what would y'all say? Like y'all would tell yourselves at that time? I'm gonna go with Rod first. Like,
well, at the time, where did I start? At the time I had a girl, and she kicked my heart down a staircase. So definitely, it's not that deep. But things get better.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Something like that.
It would be like, okay, enjoy yourself, but don't overdo it. Cause like I said, around that time, I was straight like reacting like, first time, girls, money, all that stuff. I was just trying to do what I seen people on shows and movies do for their whole life, just buying out, like living life. But just work on improving me as a person, and those things come more naturally instead of like using what I have now to try to buy it. Makes sense.
What about you, Gia?
I would definitely tell myself to save more. Because like I said, for me, it's 8th, 9th grade. I didn't get my first job till the end of 10th grade. So this is like right before that period.
Yeah.
And like I said, that was just a whole lot of spending, not saving. So I would definitely tell myself, save. You know what I'm saying? It's going to benefit in the long run, down the road, you know what I'm saying, for bigger purchases, other things that are more important than the little stuff that you're buying now or about to start buying. So definitely just saving. Yeah.
Chris?
I don't think I would necessarily change anything. I would definitely try and set myself up a little better for the transition from kind of like high school to college. But I don't think I would change anything about like, or say to myself to change something that I did or like said. Cause I mean, like I said earlier, I feel like it's like
You gotta experience it.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Like even with Rod said, where she kicked your heart down the staircase. Like you gotta feel stuff like that. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Yeah. Like it'll teach you for a new situation. But I would definitely like if I was gonna tell myself anything, it'd definitely be like, you know what I'm saying, just live in the like now, like not necessarily like planning so much. Okay, in 5 years, this, I need to do this, but just like enjoy where you are right now, because you're not gonna be back here no more. You know what I'm saying? You're not coming back to a point where you'd have no responsibilities at that time, damn near no responsibilities, but just live for right then. You know what I'm saying?
What about you, Blake?
It's really a combination between what everybody else said. Like, I really can't, going back, like, I really wouldn't want to change anything, if I'm being honest.
Real.
Like, I needed these lessons because
Yeah.
this made me into the individual who I am today.
Right.
And I don't know what type of person I would be if I went back and told myself, I might be better, I might be worse. You know what I'm saying? I might be cocky. I might be cocky if I go back and tell myself, hey, like, do X, Y, and Z. So, like, but I definitely tell myself to invest, though. Like, save my money. I feel like that's the only really big thing I would tell myself, but at the same time, that's a lesson too. Mm-hmm. So it's like, there's really nothing I would change. The only thing I would really tell myself is live in the moment, like Chris said. Like, I feel like I did during that time, but I feel like I would tell myself, like, every day is not guaranteed. Yeah. You know, like, with my family, like, friends, like, make sure you stay supportive, like make sure you always showing love, make sure, that circle's tight, because they're not gonna be here forever and you're not gonna be here forever. Mm-hmm. So that's probably the only thing I'll tell myself.
All right. Well, with that being said, that's all that we have for today. I appreciate all y'all. Thank y'all for accepting the party invite. For sure, and like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and let know when next thing that'll be uploaded. See y'all on the next episode. This concludes our episode of Atlanta to the World A.D.P.I edition, and see y'all on the next.
We out.
For sure.